Hello students, welcome to session 7 of unit 6 of ARM controller subject. So in the last session we have learned what is PLL, what are the PLL registers and how to configure the PLL. In today's session we are going to study about another hardware module of the LPC2148, that is about the timer module. So today we will see what is timer, what are the features of timer, what are the applications of timer, and how is the architecture of timer. Let us begin the session. So first, what is the definition of timer? So what is timer? Timer is a hardware module or it is a hardware component that is used for measuring the time intervals. So how does it measure the time intervals? By counting the clock cycles generated by the system. But you know, in case of LPC2148, there are two clocks. One is the system clock and the other one is the peripheral clock. So this peripheral clock is used for driving the timer counter module. Okay. Therefore, the clock cycles generated by the peripheral clock are counted by the timer counter. But as you can see on the screen, it's not directly connected to peripheral clock. The timer counter is not directly connected to peripheral clock through another register called as the prescale counter. So how the combination of these three will work? So first peripheral clock will generate the clock cycles. These clock cycles are given as input to the prescale counter. So whenever this prescale counter receives the clock cycle, it increments by 1. So on, it keeps on incrementing, and when this prescale counter reaches the maximum value, it in turn generates an output. That output will increment the timer counter. Okay, so timer counter is not directly counting the clock cycles generated by the peripheral clock. Actually, it is incremented every time whenever the prescale counter reaches its maximum value. Okay. So what is the maximum value that this prescale counter can count is decided by the content of another register. That register is called as the prescale register. Okay. So why we have to use this prescale counter? So what is the use of this prescale register and prescale counter? So these are used for reducing the frequency of the peripheral clock. They help us to reduce the frequency of the peripheral clock, and that will in turn reduce the incrementing rate of the timer counter. For example, if this prescale register is equal to 1, then at every clock cycles of the peripheral clock, the prescale counter will be incremented by 1 and the timer counter will also be incremented by 1. In that case, the timer counter is directly, it is as like it is directly connected to the peripheral clock. But if this prescale register value is equal to 2, then at every 2 clock cycles of the peripheral clock, the prescale counter will generate the output. Okay. So it is what is the maximum value it can count? Now it will be equal to 2. So after every 2 clock cycles of the peripheral clock, this prescale counter will generate the output and this timer counter will be incremented by 1. So therefore, this timer counter will be incremented by 1 after every 2 clock cycles of the peripheral clock. So this will reduce the speed by half. Okay. So this prescale counter is used for reducing the speed, or it is used for reducing the frequency of the peripheral clock. Okay. So this is called as a scaling operation. So prescale counter is used for scaling operation, and that will reduce the incrementing rate of the timer counter. Okay, so this is how the timer module of the LPC2148 will work. So next, we will see what are the features of the LPC2148 timer. In case of LPC2148, actually there are two timers, timer 0 and timer 1. So this microcontroller has got two timers, timer 0 and timer 1. Both these timers are exactly identical to each other. Their features are also same. The only difference is their base address. They have different base addresses. And the second feature is This LPC2148 timer module can be used both as timer or it can be used as a counter. The same module can be used as timer or it can be used as a counter. So when it is counting the clock cycles generated by the peripheral clock, it will be used as a timer, and when it is counting the external events, it will be used as the counter. The next feature is this LPC2148 has got capture registers. So there are 4 capture registers, each of the size 32 bit. What is the use of these capture registers? So these capture registers are used for taking the snapshot of the timer value. That is, they are used for capturing the value of the timer value whenever signal transition occurs on a pin called as the capture pin. So there are input pins called as the capture pins. Whenever signal transitions occur on these capture pins, the capture registers will take the snapshot of the timer value. Okay. The next feature is the LPC2148 timer has got 4 match registers. So there are 4 match registers and each are of the size 32 bit. So what are these match registers? As the name indicates, they are used for matching purpose. So some value will be stored in the match register by the user. That value is directly compared. It is continuously compared with a timer counter value whenever the match occurs between the match register value and the timer counter value. That is when both the values become same. The control circuit present in the timer will generate one of these actions. One of these actions will be triggered by the control circuit. Either the timer will continue its operation, or the timer may be stopped, or the timer may be reset. Okay. So these actions, which of these actions are to be triggered, it is decided by one more register called as the match control register. And the next feature is this LPC2148 timer has got 4 external match outputs corresponding to 4 match registers. Okay. So based on the match, these 4 external match outputs may be set low, or they may be set high, or they may toggle, or nothing may be done on the match. So this is about the features. These are the 5 features of the LPC2148 timer. So next we will see what are the applications of the timer. The first one is the timer may be used as an interval timer for counting the internal events, or it may be used as a pulse width modulator, or it may be used as a free running timer. Okay. So next we will see what is the architecture of the timer module. So this is the architecture of the timer. As you can see on the screen, this architecture contains many registers. So there are many registers and there are comparators, and there is a control circuit, and there is input from the peripheral clock. So this full architecture receives input from the peripheral clock. So where this input is connected, this peripheral clock is connected to prescale counter. Okay. So what is the use of this prescale counter? It is used for scaling purpose. So how does it work? It first receives the clock signals generated by the peripheral clock, and whenever it receives the signal, it starts incrementing. When it reaches the maximum value, it in turn increments the timer counter. Okay. So the peripheral clock is indirectly connected to the timer counter through the prescale counter. So prescale counter will count the clock cycles of the peripheral clock. When it reaches the maximum value, it in turn increments the timer counter. And what is the maximum value it can count? That will be decided by another register called as the prescale register. Okay. So there is a prescale register which holds the maximum value. There is a prescale counter. It will count up to the maximum value, and when it counts to the maximum value, it will increment the timer counter. And this timer counter can be turned on or off. That is, it can be enabled or it can be disabled, or it can be reset using another register called as the timer control register. Okay. And as you can see in the architecture, here there are 4 match registers. So as I explained, what is the use of these match registers? They are used for matching purpose. So some value will be stored in these match registers. The content of these match registers is continuously compared with the value of the timer counter. So whenever both the values become same, we say a match has occurred. So whenever a match occurs, the control circuit may take one of the actions, like it may stop the timer counter on match, or it may reset the timer counter on match, or the timer counter may simply continue its operation with optional interrupt generation. Okay. So one of these actions will be happening. Either the timer counter will be stopped, or it will be reset, or it will continue its operation. So which operation will take place, that will be decided by another register called as the match control register. Okay. And corresponding to each these match register, there are 4 match outputs here. So these match outputs may be either set high, low, or they may be toggled depending upon one more register called as the external match control register. And there are 4 capture registers here, and there are 4 capture input pins. So these are the 4 capture input pins. So whenever a signal transition occurs on these 4 capture input pins, these capture registers will take the snapshot of the timer counter value. Okay, on which edge of this capture input the timer counter value should be stored, or should be captured in this capture register, is controlled by another register called as the capture control register. And there is one more register here, that is called as the interrupt register. So this is used for identifying the source of interrupt, that is whether these match registers have generated the interrupt, or whether these capture registers have generated the interrupt. Identifying the source of interrupt is the job of the interrupt register. So this is about the architecture of the timer of LPC 2148. So totally in today's session we have seen what is timer, what are the features of timer, what are the applications of timer, and how is the architecture of the timer. Okay. So based on what we have learned in these slides in this session, let us try to answer some multiple choice questions. So the first question is, the timer counter is dash bit register. The answers are 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit and 64-bit. What is the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer is 32-bit. So timer counter is a 32-bit register. The next question is, the number of capture registers in LPC 2148 are 3, 2, 4 or 8. So what is the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer is 4. There are 4 capture registers present in the LPC 2148. The third question is, what will happen when TC matches with the value in the match register? So TC means what? Timer counter. So when timer counter value matches with the match register, what will happen? The options are, timer counter will be reset, timer counter will be stopped, or timer counter will continue the operation, or any of the above action may happen. So what is the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer is the fourth one, any of the above. So whenever a match occurs, any of these actions may happen. Either the timer counter may be reset, it may be stopped, or it may continue its operation with optional interrupt generation. So the correct answer is any of the above. The fourth question is, what are the applications of timer? The first option is for generating the time delay. The second option is as pulse width modulator. The third one is as free running timer. The fourth one is all of the above. So which is the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer is all of the above. So it may be the timer may be used for generating the time delay, or it may be used as pulse width modulator, or it may be used as a free running timer. So the correct answer is all of the above. The fifth question is, which of the following statements about timer counter is not true? So here you have to identify the false statement. The first statement is, it counts cycles of peripheral clock or external event. The second statement is, it is programmable. Third one is, it has 32-bit prescaler. The fourth one is, the two timers in LPC 2148 are not identical. So which is the correct answer? So here you are supposed to identify the false statement. So which statement is false? And the answer is, this last statement is not true, because we know the two timers in LPC 2148 are exactly identical to each other. So the last statement is not correct. So the answer is the fourth option. Okay. So totally in today's session we have learned about the timer module of the LPC 2148. So today we have learned what is timer, how does it works, how the peripheral clock is connected to the timer module, what is the use of the prescaler, what are the features of the timer, what are the applications of the timer, and how is the architecture of the timer. Okay. So in the next session I'll be explaining you about the registers of the timers. I'll be explaining you about the registers of the timers in the next session. Okay. Thank you.